Hi everyone. Thanks for coming to another session of this Journal Club. Today we have a very special webinar on organized by the BraTS organizers. So it's gonna be 30 to 35 minutes of presentation, and then we will take Q&A after the webinar. So if you have any questions, just feel free to type them in the Q&A box. Uh, yeah, and with that, let's welcome our speakers, and I guess you guys can take it away.
Let me share my screen. Everyone can see my screen and okay. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for inviting us to talk about BRATS today. My name is Nazanin. I'm a medical doctor and a research fellow at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. I'm one of the BRATS-METS co-lead and co-organizer working on this year challenge. So before I start talking about what is BRATS challenge, I want to start with a real world challenge. So this is a case of brain metastases that we see in our clinical practice. Um, these are both brain MRIs, T1 contrast, and FLAIR. Neuroradiologists usually report this case, talks about where is the location of this lesion, uh, maybe reports the 2D measurements of each lesion. But what medical oncologists and radio-oncologists want to know is that how are these lesions are changing over time? So a neuroradiologist needs to go back and look at the previous scans and compare these like each and every one of these lesions. But imagine that you have this case. So instead of like one or two lesions, you're faced with dozens of tiny metastases that each and every one of those lesions need to be reported. So as you can imagine, it's going to be tedious, time consuming, and most importantly, we're dealing with real patients, which it needs to be very meticulous. But when we're dealing with tons of metastases, it's prone to human error. So this is where you as a data scientist, computer scientist, and BRATS come in to the picture. But what is BRATS? BRATS stands for Brain Tumor Segmentation Challenge, and it is started in 2012, and it exactly address these sort of challenges, where the clinicians and the data scientists, computer scientists come into the picture and work in one platform, which works in standardized data sets and very meticulous annotations by expert radiologists. And as we know, this challenge is hosted by MICCAI, and the PI of this challenge is Dr. Spiro Bakas. So starting 2023, uh, it started to expand from before 2023, the focus was adult glioma. Starting 2023, it started expanding, started like including different population like sub-Saharan Africa, and also new tumor type, meningioma, brain metastases, pediatric tumors, and also addressing different technical challenges, like what if we have missing data, missing scans, or if we can generalize these algorithms. And these are for 2025 challenge. These are the tasks, like 11 tasks we have. And each and every one of them address a gap in clinical practice. So, what makes the metastasis challenge special? As I mentioned before, this is probably metastasis is one of the most visually complex brain tumor type, because glioma, meningioma, we're dealing with one lesion, but metastases, we're dealing with multiple lesions. Some of them are very, very small, less than a millimeter. So it's very hard to detect and segment these lesions. And most importantly, we need to, from the clinical practice standpoint, we need to look at the response assessment. And this is the real case PACS, and we want to know how each like lesions are evolving over time. Is it shrinking? Is it stable? Or is it growing? Because that's where the clinical decisions being made. And brain metastases is one of the BraTS-METS. It's the largest multi-site data sets of brain metastases to date. So this year, as you know, the BRATS metastases was selected as the Lighthouse Challenge. I was looking at the MICCAI website, and over 40 challenges was submitted, and only 3 of them was selected as the Lighthouse Challenge. So what it's again make it special. This year we wanted to address the ground truth, to see what is the ground truth. So here is you can see the metastasis, like this is also a brain metastasis. So annotator 1 segmented like this, annotator B segmented like this, annotator C segmented like this. So which of these segmentations are correct? So this was the research question behind the this year challenge. And this is the way that we designed this year, is that we, uh, 2 independent neuroradiologists segmented 25 cases of metastases in 4 rounds. So round 1, they segmented 25 cases with 7 days of break to suppress any image recall. And then again in the round 2, they started again segmenting. These are all round 1 and round 2 are segmentation from scratch. There is no segmentation mask. They started from scratch. In round 3 and round 4, we gave them the segmentation mask and they modified those segmentations. So 25 cases were segmented 8 times in total. So we provided this data set of 75 cases for pre and post treatment metastases, and for meningioma, radiation therapy cases, and glioma, we provided 25 for each sub challenge. We looked at the T1 weighted imaging, T1 contrast, T2, and FLAIR images. And these are the labels that we created: the non-enhancing tumor core, enhancing tumor, and the edema as you can see in the green is the edema. Here blue is the enhancing tumor, and red are the non-enhancing, and also the resection cavity was added this year. So this is the data sets of real patients, right? And the collected from multi institutions, from Duke University, Missouri, Yale. So these are all coming from multiple institutions, and each lesions were uh, annotated and approved by expert neuroradiologists. So it's a very meticulous data set. So I want to talk about the timeline and submissions of the BRATS challenge. So um, the the first part is where we were working on to generate this data set. So our work is mostly before March. Like this is our deadline that we're working super hard to prepare the data set, the training and validation data sets. And in March, we release it to Synapse website. And in late March, the participants can start downloading the data set from Synapse. And then the validation and in validation phase, which is we are currently in validation phase, that the validation data set were being released for participants. And then in July 20th, they need to submit, until then, they need to submit their short paper. So what is the short paper? They're going to talk about their methodology, their preliminary results, which we're trying to help to provide like a structure for them to help them, because we don't want to miss any participants here. These are all very important participants, as I talked about, and uh, in 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 August, the testing phase starts when organizer take your algorithm and run it by the testing data set. And this is where this year is different. Which I talked about those 4 rounds, the annotation. This year we have 2 set of data set, which we're also trying to make it publicly available. The initial testing is not publicly available, but we're trying to release that testing data set, because we valued open science. We value this this data set is very important for the research community. And the algorithms were being evaluated by different metrics, like dice, Hausdorff distance, and sensitivity, specificity, whether they could find all the lesions or not. And then we invite the participants to come to the MICCAI and present their work. And oh, sorry, what happened? Uh, and the top 3 participants are being awarded and recognized by the BRATS community. I'm not sure about the awards yet. It's still being decided. But yeah, and every participant gets to publish their paper and being cited by the for each task, their algorithm being cited. And yeah, and in October, it's being announced who are the winners of this year challenge. So just as a summary, this year we worked with neuroradiologists and trainees to develop a multi-annotator data set, which has not been available until now. Hundreds of hours of work were dedicated to curating this data set, this testing data set specifically. And we're trying to make this publicly available. And so we need you. We need your expertise, and let's try to build tools that addresses these clinical gaps in the research questions that all of us are facing every day. So maybe not this year, but we invite you to come in for the next year challenge, which Nikolai will be leading it next year. So and this is our team, Dr. Boyan, who is the PI of the brain metastases, BraTS-METS challenge, and this is our team with trainees who work tirelessly to curate these data sets, and it's our faculty, neuroradiologist. And with that, I'll stop sharing. And yes, thank you again. Wait, I don't know. Am I still sharing or?
No, I can go next, if that's okay.
Yes.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Hi, so my name is Raisa. I am a research fellow at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, and I am one of the organizers of the BraTS Lighthouse Challenge. And so in this talk, I want to tell you about the work that our team has done to create a hybrid learning platform with accessible content and opportunities for medical trainees like medical students, research fellows, and radiology residents to improve their understanding of AI in radiology, and how we're also in the process developing high quality image data sets to train AI models, right? So we all know that medicine is in the age of artificial intelligence, radiology more so than most specialties. And so AI augmented image analysis is going to be a very important part of radiology practice. And so, as it was mentioned, it is important to develop models that are as accurate as possible. And so these models need to be trained using high quality reference standard or ground truth, which comes from meticulously annotated image datasets. So we also noticed that early career trainees are not adequately prepared to practice in an AI integrated clinical environment. Also, over the past 2 years, the American Medical Association has called for transformation of medical education to prepare trainees for a future in which AI-assisted clinical practice will be widespread, right? And so we realized that BRATS was a great stepping stone to start engaging trainees in the fundamentals of AI and algorithm development, and also brain tumor imaging and the importance of having automated image analysis here. So we have spent the past 6 to 8 months organizing the Lighthouse Challenge, and alongside that, we also started creating educational content to introduce trainees to AI and brain tumor analysis with a hybrid of traditional methods of learning and interactive real-world experiences like lectures, journal clubs, and then image annotation, social media posts, and workshops. So for image annotation, we selected trainees to be involved in the process, and we paired each trainee with a board-certified neuroradiologist faculty member annotating a data set. And over 5 to 6 months of annotating data, they got to learn neuroanatomy, brain tumor segmentation software, and the importance of establishing good reference standard data. And they also had the opportunity to develop mentor-mentee relationships through this. And since we work with anonymized data sets, this was a valuable opportunity for trainees based in many countries to work online with neuroradiologist faculty members through Zoom and learn many new things. So we organized sessions like these for 15 faculty trainee pairs who annotated 100 images over a period of 5 to 6 months. And on average, each faculty trainee pair spent over 1,300 hours annotating each data set. And so each trainee got to spend around 1,300 hours one-on-one with a faculty member learning from them. And we took a survey, and all trainees reported improvement in their knowledge of image segmentation and brain tumor imaging. And while this was ongoing, we also organized a series of public educational events to supplement their knowledge and also to reach a broader audience of people who might be interested in future BRATS challenges. So we invited faculty members to present on high-yield topics related to AI and brain tumor imaging, and we highlighted these events on social media, hosted them live, and they're also uploaded on our YouTube channel, and you are welcome to check it out through this QR code. So we had talks on the fundamentals of MR imaging and features of brain tumors on MRI, and reporting in brain tumor imaging and the importance of following up on brain tumors, advances in molecular imaging, and also a talk about pediatric brain tumors. And then we also had faculty members talk about the fundamentals of artificial intelligence and its applications in brain tumor imaging, and also the opportunity to implement AI in low resource settings. So we also used our social media pages to post bite-sized content on neuroanatomy, brain tumor features, and interesting cases that our trainees encountered during their annotations. We also have journal clubs where trainees present a summary of an article, and then we invite the authors of the paper to have a panel discussion. And so through this educational initiative, we want to help trainees who are complete beginners to AI and data science to learn coding and start building their own algorithms. And so we are also having a series of workshops that will be covered by my colleague Nikolai in the next talk. So to sum this up, we're developing high integrity annotated data sets for models. And in the process, we're also helping trainees to build their knowledge and a real world understanding of how AI works. And we are a consistently growing community of learners and educators. So what's next? So we realize it's important to bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge and real-world experiences. And so we believe that medical educators and AI developers need to come together to have more interdisciplinary conversations and build a standardized AI curriculum with content relevant to modern clinical practice. And we're also looking to create a broader range of learning experiences for trainees. So I am grateful to be part of a large team of wonderful people who have spent a number of hours to sustain this work, and my closest mentor and collaborators. And you are welcome to reach out to us through the BRATS email or our personal emails, and we're happy to answer your questions. Thank you very much.
I guess it's my turn to start sharing. Just give me a second. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So my name is Nikolai. I'm also a medical doctor. Right now I'm doing I'm in my first postgraduate year of training, and I started participating in the BRATS Challenge in 2023 as an annotator, and I slowly progressed to having the chance to work with the great people that you just heard from. So today I'm delighted to share more about the initiative that we are intensively working on, and that we are super excited about, and is the workshop. As mentioned earlier, participating in an AI-based medical image segmentation challenge requires a diverse skill set and strong knowledge base. Research indicates that interactive educational methods result in better understanding and better retention of information. Therefore, the primary goal of the BraTS Lighthouse educational chapter is to actively engage trainees through hands-on workshops and to ensure that each prospective participant is equipped with the essential computational and medical knowledge required for such challenges. So we already had the first event from the workshop series in January, where a MICCAI multiple challenges winner went over some of the basics of creating an image segmentation model, and also discussed some caveats for what makes a model stand out. Please do check our YouTube channel to find the recording and get acquainted with his talk. If the talk feels too overwhelming, you can reach out to us so that we can provide you with a dumbed down and easier to digest version of his talk. In the last couple of weeks, the BraTS-METS team had several meetings dedicated to the preparations for the next workshop event that's happening tomorrow. We're highlighting this screenshot because it's important to see what goes on behind the scenes of preparing such workshop. All the people that you see on this screenshot come from diverse backgrounds, such as medicine, data science, and computer science. I want to point out that these disciplines cannot exist isolated from one another. In order to advance medical care and implement the newest advancements for helping physicians and patients, doctors and scientists with computational knowledge have to work hand in hand, and this is why we are preparing such events to create a multidisciplinary and supportive community. So, speaking of which, you're all invited to the workshop event happening tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time / 7 p.m. Central European Time. We'll dive deeper into the tools you need to start creating models for image segmentation. And we'll discuss how to start doing that. It will be really useful for all of you who want to nail down the basics and start working from there on. Given the fact that we'll be dealing with creating the image segmentation model tomorrow, and that maybe some of you are already familiar with the basics and have some experience with Python and some other tools needed for creating an image segmentation model, we decided that it would be more useful for today to show you a step-by-step dissection of how to register for the challenge and how to submit your model. So we'll focus on that, and if you have some doubts on whether you have remembered everything, just don't worry, this session is being recorded, so you'll be able to double check, and if things are hard for you, you can reach out to us for assistance or further guidance. So the first step is obviously to register to Synapse. It is the platform that we use for the challenge. Here is a QR code that will lead you to the challenge page from where you'll be able to get started. You can discover different challenges and get a deeper understanding of any one of them. In order to participate in the challenge, you gotta click here on the left-hand side of the screen. You can see a button named Data Access Download. So after you click on this button, this page will show up, and you have to make yourself a registration in the platform. So you have to click on Register for the BraTS Lighthouse 2025. After you do that, a green notification will pop up and it means that you have successfully registered for the challenge. So it's a simple sign-up process, so nothing special, just a sign-up. So before we move on to the next step, I just want to highlight the fact that on the left-hand side of the sign-up website, and on the left-hand side of specifically the BraTS Lighthouse 2025 challenge, you have this menu. And in this menu, you can find some submission tutorials for files and short papers. We're going to go through each one of them now, but I just wanted to let you know where you can find those tutorials yourself. So what's the next step? Before you can download data and submit a model, you have to create a new project. And for this purpose, you have to refer to the left-hand side of the Synapse platform, click on these 4 rectangles, and then click on Create New Project. It's the plus button. And then a question might arise, how should I name my project? An example name is shown in the instructions menu that I showed you on the previous slide. So you can name it BraTS Lighthouse 2025 and your name or your team name. So it has to, the challenge name should be designated in your project name. So what's the next step? The next step after you register, after you create a project, is to access the data and download it. So you get back to the main registration page and click on the request BraTS 2025 data access. So after you click the banner, it will take you to a Google form that you have to complete. And after you complete the form, you have to wait some time before getting an email informing you that you have joined the data access team and now you can download the data. I mean the training data, the data that you need to train your model. And how do you find this data? You should go to the files section, open the Synapse platform, go open the challenge page and go to the files section and find the challenge you want to participate in. Like we are part of the METS team, but you might decide that you want to go to the glioma challenge. So you have this variety of challenges to pick from. And yeah, you click the challenge that you're interested in, and then you find this data changelog. You can see the screenshot on the left, on the right hand side of the screen, and click on the training data and download it. You have to know that the data is large and you gotta have plenty of free space on your drive or on your computer to download it. It's around, I don't know, 35 gigabytes or something. So now that you have the data, what are you supposed to do with it? Well, first you gotta get acquainted with some tools that will allow you to create an AI-based tool for medical image segmentation. Like you have to know Python and also Virtual Studio Code if you want to code locally on your computer, Google Colab if you want to code, if you want some cloud-based solution for typing in Python, and also some additional AI tools such as the Monai Auto 3D Sec. Okay, so here comes the hard part, the difficult part. Actually I don't know. Maybe this is maybe this is the easy part for you, training a model, right? Typing a code. But I won't dive deeper into it right now because more detailed information about the code and creating a model will be presented tomorrow at our workshop event. So let's say you have created a model, you run the code, you created a file that contains the segmentation model. You have to proceed to submitting this file to the Synapse platform. And how do you do that? you go to your own project. You remember on the left-hand side of the screen, there were these 4 small rectangles. It's the project menu. You go to the project that you created, and from there you select files again. And here you see on the right-hand side of the image, upload a file. And here you can upload your file. Before uploading, you have to get certified. As you see in the yellow box, there is a link on which it says get certified now. You have to click on it and they ask you several questions. Basically, they test whether you are aware of the data policy and the regulations and everything. It's an easy test. It's you just need common sense for working with data and following regulations. So it's you'll be fine. You get certified so that you can upload files and participate. Then you can follow the state of your submission in the submission dashboard. And as Nazanin mentioned, you have to submit a short paper describing your methods. It sounds intimidating at first, but we got you covered. On the signups webpage, there is a short tutorial on what the short paper should entail. And on top of that, we have created one additional tutorial with more specific questions and guidance on how to write the paper, because we want to make the whole process easier for our participants. And after you have created a model, validated it, and you have written your paper, you have to submit this short paper. So if you remember the menu on the left-hand side of the screen, there was this submission tutorial for short paper. Here you see this menu on the screen, and then you also see this gray box on which link to the CMT submission system is written. And after you click on this gray box, it takes you to the Microsoft CMT where you need to create a registration and open the author console and create new submission and submit the short paper of yours. It's really intuitive process, so I'm just mentioning it just for you to be aware of where the short paper should go. And as mentioned earlier, you submit the short paper, you validate your model, you submit your model, and then you just wait for you to be invited for the MICCAI event. And even if you don't win, don't get discouraged. Participating in a challenge can give you a wide variety of skill sets. It can give you new acquaintances. So you can't go wrong with deciding to participate in our challenge as a participant or as a contributor to the organizing team. If you have any additional questions or need assistance with anything, don't hesitate to reach out to us, and don't forget to join the workshop tomorrow. Now we are open for some questions. I don't see any in the chat.
Yeah, I don't think there are any questions. I feel like everything was super clear. But maybe I can ask a couple of questions. So I was wondering if you have any insider tips and tricks on how to get the best out of the data. What has your experience been over the years? A common thread which participants have used to get nice accuracies on the models are things that they should avoid while training their models. anything from experience that you have noticed that might be helpful.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned in my talk, Dr. Mironenko, he is a multiple challenges winner. So in his workshop, he dived deeper into what makes a model successful and how he trained his models, and he gave some insights on some parameters and some small tweaks that he used. So as I said, it's really hard to, say it in one sentence, what makes a model competitive. But as I said, you can feel free to check out his talk, and if it's overwhelming, reach out to us to give you a dumbed down version of his talk. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we should type our emails, or I'll type my email, or we can also type the link to one of our social, maybe LinkedIn channel, where people can reach out to us for some questions in case they don't have any additional questions now. So this is my personal email, and yeah.
It got sent to host and panelists. I'm gonna just send
And
it.
I also attached the link to the YouTube video of Dr. Mironenko's workshop.
Thank you.
It's a pretty comprehensive video, and yeah, we're still figuring it out.
Should be here now. And I have like a very general question. Do you have any like plans of integrating other modalities such as text within BRATS? So now a lot of these foundation models are coming up where you're using text as an augmentation to see where the tumor is in the brain. So I wonder if behind the scenes, Brats has started talking about anything like that. Feel free not to answer that question.
Yeah, so far we are focused on one thing, like the brain metastasis segmentation models, and we have one goal to apply our models to longitudinal data, where the model can not only segment and help with diagnosis, but also assess treatment response and disease progression. So we are focused on one thing and hope that eventually we'll do it well, rather than spreading ourselves so thin and not succeeding in anything. Yeah, focus on one thing and do it well eventually.
But as we progress, we are definitely open to incorporating more ideas and modalities in the future. We've received lots of recommendations on adding an extra MRI sequence or something like that. So we're definitely keeping all of the recommendations in mind for future breast challenges. And that is definitely a great recommendation. Book it. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't see any more questions. I really like the idea where you have all those YouTube videos for the one-on-one training session. So I wasn't aware of that, and I feel like that's a great resource. Yeah. Well, do you have any closing thoughts, any of you? If not, then I would just like to thank all of you for being part of this panel, and that was a great presentation. I'm sure our participants have learned a lot.
Thank you so much for inviting us, first of all. And we absolutely enjoyed getting to know the MICCAI RISE program, and we would absolutely love to keep this collaboration ongoing for the future. We have a lot to learn from you, and I'm sure you would have some questions for us and recommendations for us in the future as well. And so this has been a great opportunity. Thank you so much for inviting us for this collaboration.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I think, yeah, do you have anything to say, or I can close this webinar then?
Yeah, it means a lot to us to be invited to this talk, and as Raisa said, we work towards combining efforts of doctors and PhDs from different medical and computer science specialties, so that we can work together for a better integration of technology into medicine. So it was really great that we had the chance to present our work to your community.
Yeah, thanks.
I also want to add that, first of all, thank you so much for inviting us and to basically advertise this BraTS challenge and the initiative to more trainees. This is exactly where this challenge like comes in to the picture. It's not only about like whose algorithm is better. It's a space for students, for early researchers to come in and train their algorithms, like have access to the really meticulous data sets and get in touch with experts and receive their feedbacks. The one thing that I forgot to mention is like these short papers were being reviewed, and all of them receive feedbacks from organizers. So that's also another adds on to this experience. It's mostly it's the educational parts is that's what it makes it unique. So thank you so much for inviting us to show this. It's not every day that we can talk about it, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. And the recording will be available in a couple of days. So, well, thanks again. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.